Not yet.
We're definitely good.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Welcome to another episode of First Reaction Fan Reaction. I'm your host, Dara Whitman, and here with me is my co-host,
Cailin Clothier.
How are you, Cailin?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a while since we've done one of these.
How was your summer?
It was pretty good, actually. I had a swell time.
Was it a swell time? Was it eventful or?
Went on vacation, did some stuff, saw some people.
Didn't you go see like national parks?
I did. I saw a national park. It was really.
Oh, I thought you went. Like, I thought you went to the thing where like you traveled a bunch of national parks, but then I'm like, aren't they like far apart?
No, we went to like a handful of states, but only one national park was there.
Oh, so it was like not Route 66. That's a bunch of states.
No. I don't even know what the main highway was. But it was fun. We had a good time.
Road trip?
It was a road trip. It was out west.
I just went to the beach for my vacation, but I had a weird summer with like job switching.
Yeah, but it still seemed like fun though. When you told me about it.
No, I worked at a summer camp as a videographer, so I had fun.
Yeah, but
that job ended,
and now you're jobless.
Yeah.
So if anybody's looking to hire
a video editor, a videographer, or a podcaster, or whatever, or a YouTube producer, just like help out with that. Dara Whitman is available.
Call her.
Email us, and I will give you my personal email.
Shameless self-promotion there.
But we need jobs.
That's what
you have a job.
I have a job, but just in general, everybody needs jobs.
Yes. All right, guys. So we're still watching Orphan Black, and we're on the final season.
I know. What's up with that? 5. That's crazy.
It's been so we're about to go on a crazy ride to conclude all of this.
Yeah.
Because, I think I mentioned this, but this show wasn't, canceled, so that it wasn't canceled at the last minute or anything.
Right.
They knew, the creators, John Fawcett and Graham Mason, knew that this was this was probably going to be their ending point.
Right.
So we do get an ending, which is always nice.
That's good. That's always exciting. I always love when shows are able to just, do what they want to do, and then they peace out, and they don't have to worry about going on for longer than they need to, or they don't have to worry about getting canceled before they can do what they want to do.
I like that, or I like it when, the creators, here's our plan for the show. It may or may not change a bit, but here's what our plan is.
Yeah, because I think with any story, you're always going to end up somewhere where you weren't expecting it, even if you have everything planned out. But so sometimes, plus or minus a season, you're like, all right. But it's always nice that we can watch shows that have planned endings, except for the time we didn't. So.
What time didn't we? Oh, Firefly.
Firefly, our very first review.
Well, the movie kind of concluded some stuff.
Sorta, but I can go in a whole thing about that. But anyway, that review's still up. So if you guys go into the very early stages of our channel.
When we didn't sound very good.
That's all right. We've gotten better. So is the nature.
We'll get better as time goes on and we work on some stuff.
Yeah, so that means get in now, so you can say I knew them when they sucked, and you're gonna feel really good about yourself. So,
or just say that we suck. Anyway, Orphan Black.
Yes.
So the titles for this episode are the quotes from the poem "Protest" by Ella Wheeler Wilcox, which I sent you a recording of, didn't I?
You sent the other day. You actually sent me a recording of this. She's just you're just have you heard of this? Listen to it and don't read anything up on it. And I was like, I have a feeling this is going to be the episode titles of the last season of Orphan Black, and I was right, and I didn't even look into it. So
you didn't. That was a good recording, though.
On me. It was good. Yeah, Amanda Palmer did it, and she's
Amanda
cool.
fucking Palmer.
Yeah, her.
Yeah. I want to talk about Ella Wheeler Wilcox for a bit, for a second. She's because she's dead. Mm-hmm. American author and poet. Poems include passion and solitude, and some of them contain the lines, laugh and the world laughs with you, weep and you weep alone.
Word.
Yeah, and I know I could probably find that poem. I don't feel like reading it on camera. On camera, we're not on camera. And recording, because it'll take a long time.
Yeah.
But I know where I can find the recording that Amanda fucking Palmer read, and I will link it in the description if you want to listen to it. Yeah. It's actually a really good recording, and it's a nice poem.
Yeah, it's really neat.
It's basically about how you need to you should speak up if you're against something.
Yeah, I think I saw that in the thing that you sent me. It says in regards to women's suffrage. So I'm like,
yeah, I think it was written around that time.
Yeah.
So hooray!
Yeah,
and you gotta
votes for women.
You gotta fight for what you want, which I feel like this is what going to happen in the season, because
you have to fight for your right to party.
Cailin, this is serious.
I'm sorry.
a lot of stuff happened.
A lot of things did happen.
I mean, I wouldn't say, a lot of stuff happened, but it was like, like, it wasn't like super depressing. Like, it was a lot of positive and like, kind of light, a lot of stuff happened, right?
Sure.
Nothing bone crushing happened.
Oh, that was bad. That was so bad.
I've been working on that.
That was terrible.
I've been working on that for like a week.
You've been planning on that one?
Oh my
God. You've been
God.
waiting for that exact moment?
Yes.
All right, okay.
That was fun. I had
Whatever.
fun. All right, but before we get to that, let's talk about the season 5, episode 1, The Few Who Dare. Mm-hmm. All right, so if you guys remember at the end of season 4, we were all a bit fucked.
A little bit.
Helena and Allison were in a national park hiding out.
Yep.
Sarah was on the island of Dr. Moreau, injured and alone, and people were trying to find her. Mm-hmm. Cosima is also on the island, but she's in like a village, which we realize is called Revival.
Yes.
And she's fucked, definitely.
I would say so.
Yeah.
She's in a bad way.
Felix is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kira and Mrs. S are not, because they've been kidnapped.
Right.
Rachel's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's where we were. Mm-hmm. So where should we start? Let's start actually with, let's go with Allison and Helena, because, like, their stuff's important, but, like, it's kind of, like, So they're still in the national park.
Yeah.
And they keep getting calls from Felix, because basically, like, we don't really want to involve them mainly because, Helena's about, I don't know how pregnant she is. Mm-hmm. Because, like, she looked, like, very pregnant, but then I also remember she has twins.
Yeah.
So that kind of...
I would have said, like, maybe 6 months.
Yeah, that makes sense.
6 or 7.
Because she looks about, like, 8, but, like, if
Yeah.
you count twins, probably, like, double that.
Yeah.
So we're good. So let's say, like, I'm say 6.5 months.
Yeah, okay. We know things about people having babies.
Yeah, because we've had them before, right?
Yep, we've had so many babies. Yep, that's us.
It's like in the olden days when you just had a bunch of babies.
Yep.
Because that's all women are good for.
My uterus is available for rent.
That's like surrogacy. So there you go. That's a good way to make money, actually, if you think about it. That's an excellent way to make money.
Yeah, sure. If you're into that sort of thing.
I mean, I'm not against it.
All right.
Are we going to have a debate on this now or no?
No. It's like, if you want to do it, it's a wonderful thing to do.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but if you just if you're like not into your body getting kind of fucked up like that, then don't do it.
If you're okay with that.
Yeah.
I think it's a lovely thing to do, and you can make some money.
Right.
Anyway, let's go back to the show. So they're still hiding out, but Allison is like wants to help. So they're just like, we're gonna go, because Helena's hunting for food.
Yeah. Trapping.
Yeah. Meanwhile, neo-illusionists are looking out, like trying to find them, because we should probably also mention Art for a bit. Your boy.
My boy.
Your boy's a bit fucked as well.
Yeah, he's in a bad situation.
So he gets a new partner named Maddie Enger. Mm-hmm. And how do you feel about Detective Enger?
Ooh, she's tall.
She is tall.
Mm-hmm. She's a tall lady.
Yeah, but do you trust her? Do you like her?
No, I don't trust anyone. We have gone over this before, where the number of people I trust is 0.
But you still trust Art.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but that's different.
I feel like he might do something bad, but, like, you understand, because, like, she's, like, spoiler, Enger is, like, full Neo.
Yeah.
And it's, like, basically saying, like, no, you're going to help us, because we know where your daughter is. And
right.
you're just like, no.
Exactly.
So times like these, you miss Angela DeAngelis, don't you?
Weirdly, you're like, she was meddlesome, but she wasn't, like, that bad.
I kind of was, like, trying to think for a long time, like, okay, like, do I like her Enger better than DeAngelis? Mm-hmm. But then I'm like, because it was kind of like, at least, like, because, like, DeAngelis was kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
But, like, Enger's kind of like, here's what I am, and, like, we're just going to accept that. Mm-hmm. But then I was thinking, like, with DeAngelis, she was just, like, kind of, like, Art. She just wanted to know what was happening. She wasn't really a bad person.
She was a detective. I mean, she wanted to get
and, like,
to the bottom of
the thing with Enger is that, like, usually, like, when you work with, like, Neo, like, there's, like, a reason behind it. Like, they have something on you. Mm-hmm. And it feels like they don't have anything on Enger. Mm-hmm. She's just doing this.
Right.
So, fuck her.
Haha. Yeah, true.
But anyway, while Donnie and Helena are, like, doing whistle things at each other.
Oh, yeah, they have, like, those bird calls. Wait, let me see if I can do it again. Okay. I know how to do, like, these bird calls. I can sort of do it. Hold on, let me try
I can't whistle, so.
It's different than whistling, because I can't whistle either, but it's like how you put your hands. All right, you go like this, and then you go like that, and you go like... Sort of got it. All right.
I don't think I got it. Anyway.
That's it.
That'll be fun to edit.
That'd be fun. Yeah, I wonder how much that's gonna.
But anyways, like the Neos kind of come and I think they want Helena more than they want Allison, because like while we do love Allison, Helena's got some magic babies in her.
Oh, magic babies.
Yeah. So we need her, and then Donnie trying to get a hold of Helena, and Helena kind of sees like people are coming, so we're like, oh no.
Yeah.
And they're just like, and then meanwhile they corner Allison and they kidnap her, and Donnie just kind of runs.
He's like, oh snap. He's like, I should, but also no. Okay, bye. And then he drags his rolling suitcase through the woods, which was hilarious.
It's kind of conflicting because you're like, should you go and like try to fight these guys off who, by the way, are probably professional like henchmen and have weapons, which you don't. And like, you don't know, like, I mean, you probably don't know if they're going to hurt your wife, but then also you got to worry about a pregnant Helena.
Yeah.
So it's a really conflicting thing.
Right.
Do you think Donnie did the right thing, or you're just like...
Begrudgingly, I do think he did the right thing.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't have been able to help that situation at all.
They would have gotten him, and then they probably would have, like, put him in, like, some kind of jail thing, and then that would have been the bait for Allison to do a bunch of stuff.
Right.
And, like, we kind of need I don't want Donnie to be, like, a pawn anymore. I want him to, like...
Yeah, stand up.
Go all gung-ho.
Punch somebody in the face.
Yeah, he did, actually. We'll get to that point. So he's running because it's back to his car, which they have. And somebody else comes up to him, and they got a gun, and he's, like... freaking out, and then Helena just kind of like jumps on the guy and chokes him. This 6.5-month pregnant woman with twins. Yeah, just like
I mean that's fine, right? No, like you can't really like hurt yourself anyway doing that, right?
I don't even know how you could do that with like that weight.
Yeah, she's just
like
that's how skilled she is.
I don't know like how heavy it is to like carry a baby. Like in your stomach. I feel like it's like a little bit more weight than normal though. Especially 2 babies. So I don't know. Anyway, so then and then Donnie punches the guy out, and we're like, hooray! Woo. Except not, because there's a stick in Helena's stomach near where the babies are, and it's like bleeding, so not good.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's very bad.
Don't puncture a uterus.
I remember watching that, and I was like, oh no!
I was like,
babies!
Oh, yikes. That was...
No, not the babies!
And this show is not above killing babies. We've seen this before. This show
but like those were like babies that we didn't really know.
I know, exactly.
These are Helena's babies.
I know. That's what makes it worse.
Oh no. So then Donnie's like, gotta take her to the hospital, and then that's where we end that bit for now. I don't know what I want to talk about next. I mean, we could probably bring up Sarah, except for like a bit, because she doesn't do that. She doesn't do a ton.
Yeah, she's just kind of like injured and roaming.
She's injured and like roaming around the forest. She does get attacked by somebody.
A Sasquatch.
It's not. Sasquatch isn't real.
It's a Sasquatch.
Sasquatch isn't real.
Sasquatch 2020. He has my vote.
Sasquatch isn't real. Also, he'd probably be dumber than Trump, so like, you know.
No, he's going to take all our problems and make them disappear like any good cryptid does. Duh. Anyway, Sasquatch 2020, obviously VP. VP was going to be Nessie, but Nessie was born in Scotland, so technically Nessie can't run for a higher office like that.
I don't think Nessie's real either. I should stop talking. I should stop talking because people are going to get mad at me.
I know, they're going to get very mad at you.
I just like, guys, like, can we just like accept that like some stuff isn't real?
Everything's real if you believe hard enough.
The only thing that I truly believe is real are the Muppets.
Oh, word?
Well, the Muppets are real. Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. Fair. I concede momentarily.
You concede to the Muppets. Kermit's real.
Yeah, hey ho. Kermit the Frog here.
That was not good.
I know.
I can't do it either, so.
I'm going to cut that out later.
Okay, so Sarah's she's injured. Her leg, if you remember, she got stabbed in the leg. And she's like trying to find all her supplies. I think I don't know why I found it weird that she had a tampon on her.
Because she travels smart.
I get, yeah, I mean, but like constantly? Like I don't carry that stuff around constantly. You just like
people do.
All right, whatever. Anyway, but she uses that as like, sucking up the blood, which is good. And she's still just kind of roaming around, gets attacked by not Sasquatch. I mean, it's probably something though. And then she tries to get to this like boathouse to get a boat, but all of the people in Revival of the Island, which we'll talk about in a second. Yeah. Knows that she's out there and they want to get her. Right. So they're kind of like blocking the boathouse. So she's like, all right, I'm going to go to this other place. By the way, like that cannot be good for your leg. Yeah. Like that much walking, that much falling. No, it's not good. And like all the dirt. Gonna get an infection. Oh my God. So there's that. And then she falls sometimes, and then she gets to revival, but we'll talk about that in a second, because that brings us back to Cosima, who is, actually, I might not want to talk about Cosima real quick, because we got to talk about what, let's talk for a second about, like, what Felix and Art and the other people are up to. We don't actually see Mrs. S and Kira this episode. We see Kira in, like, dream sequences.
Yeah, like weird visions. Yeah.
But Felix is okay. He's with Ira, and Sarah's phone, which only has like 2% battery left. She calls him real quick, just tells him, by the way, how do they get such good reception out there?
Don't worry about it.
All right, whatever. That's fine.
Don't worry about it.
And so Felix is trying to figure that out. Meanwhile, Art's like with his bitch of a partner.
Yeah.
And then, but Felix goes back to Scott and other comic book guy whose name I still don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, whatever his weird name is.
Yep, and they're trying to get stuff out of Ira about, like, where the stuff on the island is, because, like, it's kind of blurry and it's hard to figure it out. Mm-hmm. And they want Ira to pick a side already.
Yeah.
Also, we learned that, if you remember, also, Susan Duncan got stabbed a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But according to this character, Mud, who we'll talk about in a second, she'll probably be okay.
Yeah, which was weird. It's like, yeah, she'll be fine. You're like, oh, okay.
And they're trying to, also Scott and Felix, and they're trying to reach out to MK. Mm-hmm. And Felix also meets a new lackey of Rachel, Mr. Fonteese.
Yeah. Whatever his deal is.
Yes. Which we'll find out. I think he might just be a henchman.
Yeah, but like really nicely dressed.
I like that.
He's very nicely dressed.
He is. There's a lot of nicely dressed stuff. Anyway, Cosima and Rachel, because they're kind of in the same place, and this is kind of like probably the crux of what the season's going to be about. Mm-hmm. So we're on this island called Revival, which Cailin thinks is a tad culty.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Just like it's a wee bit cultish.
A wee bit?
A wee bit cultish. I mean, we're calling it Jonestown for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might call back to Revival, actually, to stick to what it's called. But it's not like religious culty. It's science culty.
But, like, still acts in a religious culty.
All we're saying is that even if you're science or religious side, you're all crazy. Mm-hmm. So anyway, Cosima's, like, waking up and feeling a bit better. And just kind of wondering, like, what is going on. Mm-hmm. And they lock her in her cabin. That's suspicious.
Yeah, like, it's like, oh, this place is fine, but you can't leave.
But then she gets her backpack because she's concerned about something, and her cure's gone. Mm-hmm. But she finds a note saying, whatever happens, follow my lead. Mm-hmm. So you're, like, thinking, okay, probably, like, Delphine's helping out.
Right.
Hopefully.
Like, she's on her side and all that.
But Delphine's here, and she's, like, a doctor on the island?
Yeah, she works at a clinic.
Because, you probably would.
Just because.
And so that's a thing. She meets, and Delphine like talks to this little girl named Naisha who's arrived here with her mother
from Afghanistan.
Yes, and they want to drink. They came for the fountain.
For the fountain. Ooh, okay.
All right, but let's talk about when Cosima meets Mud, and we kind of learn more about this area, this village Revival. So everybody's been picked here to. It's actually somebody put in the whoever wrote the Entertainment Weekly recap. You kind of wrote a lot of stuff out, so thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting us piggyback off your work.
Jessica oh my god, because she's got her a thing from I don't know if that's either from, because it's like the Harry Potter thing with like the cart thing for Platform Now. I don't know if that's from either Universal or from England, which is where I took mine at. Okay. So you're cool. Jessica Dressikowicz, who's probably Jewish. Anyway, but thank you if you're listening. So Cosima's like questioning, and you learning about this place. Why are they all there? They've been chosen to genetically improve the human race. Mm-hmm. And the founder, P.T. Westmoreland, lives on this like nice house on a hill, and he's 170 years old. Yeah. There's a children's book there called The Revival Story. We all are Revival's children, chosen for a brighter future when our frail bodies become so much stronger, and death and aging haunt us no longer. Okay, that's not suspicious or creepy at all. To quote Charlotte, this place is scary.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about
Very
it? I want
scary.
your opinions on this place.
It's scary.
Not on P.T. Westmoreland, because we'll get to him in the next episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, but it's just like a creepy. It's a weird cultish place that like it's the kind of funny thing about it. Like even though it's like a place that's like steeped and based in science, it has those same kind of religious fanatical kind of ways about it.
Mm-hmm.
So like the way people act and the way people talk and the way people are kind of like indoctrinating other people. It's like religious cult, and even though it's based in science, and I think that's kind of funny how like things.
I kind of like that.
I do like that. I really like how you can show that like just the ridiculous and fanatical kind of all comes full circle. Like you can try to be like if you're too much of one thing, you still kind of wrap back around to the other thing.
Yeah, that's like my philosophy in life now. Like if you're an extreme on something, I don't really want to be around you, and I think you're crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, extreme people. Like if you're like you need to be like near like either in the middle or like maybe like on the outer edge of the middle, but like if you're an extreme, I generally do not want to be around you.
Yeah.
Sorry. If that's mean, okay, get over it.
Rude.
Is it? I don't know.
I don't care.
I love people and I respect your belief, but if you're really extreme about something,
Yeah.
like, you know, like if you're extreme that the world is flat, don't come near me.
Yeah, or even just like a little bit okay with the world is flat, because that's
I just listened to a
it's
podcast
not-
on it. Not like a real like them believing it. It was
Right.
the last podcast on the left, and it was them explaining the history of it and making fun of them because
Okay.
why?
It's like the weirdest.
Why
thing.
do they exist? Why do they reproduce?
Yeah, don't. If you think the world is flat, go read
I
a
think
book.
guys are science, and don't read the books talking about the flat Earth because they exist. Anyway, all right. So we found after Delphine talks to the little Aisha, who I think I said it's cancer.
Yeah. Yes.
We see that she does have Casina's therapy, and she puts it in a fridge, so the therapy is safe. Mm-hmm. The messenger guy who keeps getting creepier by the minute.
Yeah, I don't like that guy. That weird old creepy dude.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, oh, okay, but the more he's on screen, the more I'm like, I didn't like this guy.
But he comes into the critic clinic and says it's time, and he wants to see you.
Yeah.
And then Casima and Delphine have to say goodbye to each other because she's going on a research trip, and we're all just like, but they just got back together.
They just got back together.
And I know like they've had like their issues, but I think it kind of got to that point where like they like all of this shit has happened, so you know, like fuck the issues, we'll deal with it. Let's
Right.
just be
Exactly.
Because like both of them have done some bad things in life. So Delphine's just kind of saying like she says like she's going on the research trip, but while the messenger guy's away, Delphine says like the science is real and it's like nothing I've ever seen before. So it's like clearly something is happening.
Right. There's stuff going on that we don't know.
But like there's like some good science here. I mean, granted, like clones exist.
Yeah.
So
really, who knows at this point?
the entire island is a decades-long prolonged study. Mm-hmm. It's a one phase in the effort to genetically improve the human race. Mm-hmm. And it's the heart of Neolution.
Yes.
And gives her Aisha's file, and that Rachel's trying to like ramp everything up. Are you concerned?
Whenever Rachel's involved, I'm concerned.
I mean, Rachel doesn't do much. She gives like a nice speech that was like very reminiscent of like Hunger Games style, and like literally the call goes out and like everybody rushes, and you're just like.
Well, yeah, it's creepy when like they have like a loudspeaker system and like a song comes on and it's like, oh, it's a thing, we must go, and you're like, oh, that's weird. That's weird.
That's kind of what Rachel does. She just kind of gives a speech, and like she looks so crazy.
She is crazy,
and like she keeps saying like I've changed, I understand what's going on now, and like blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. But like you're still just kind of like something's up,
right?
But anyway, back to so Casima's freaking out. She goes to the clinic, and she wants to get the cure to like cure herself, and like I think she wants to do it alone until Sarah comes in because like Sarah's like I'm not leaving without Casima.
Right.
But then there's like this whole thing with but they talk, and like Casima's wants to get cured now because she doesn't actually want to leave. It's not Casima's gone crazy, by the way. She's fine.
Yeah, she's okay.
She's kind of like I think there's clearly something else like going on with.
She's
like,
trying to follow that science.
She wants to follow science, and Sarah's like on the path of like I just want to get like my kid. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Which like I get.
Yeah.
She's like I don't like because like I think with her she's kind of like she's immune, but she's like look we got a cure. Who cares?
Right.
That's like her thing. Mm-hmm. So like who cares about anything else? Let's just like let's just get us cured, and then. Whatever, but then it seems like they're never gonna stop. Like we need to find out what's going on and like stop it or even like learn more about it. And Sarah's like, fine.
Right.
So then she leaves, and then Casima's still gonna like stick the thing in her uterus.
Yeah, she's just like, all right, here we go. Time to stick a giant needle in my uterus.
And then she's kind of freaking out. But then Rachel comes in.
And she's like, what are you doing, dumbass?
Well, no, she's trying to be all nice about it. She's like, here, let me help you with that. I can't do her accent because I don't know what kind of accent.
I don't know what kind of accent you're just doing.
I know she's got like a posh British accent.
Very
which like
posh, yeah.
I don't know. Let me see. The only thing I'm really good at is like Valley Girl.
It's okay.
Which I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this season. I mean, I do know if I'm going to be able to do this season, but besides the point.
Right. Okay.
It's like, oh, darling, don't do that. Let me help you with that. Was that good?
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job.
Anyway, so she basically says, like, no, we can help each other. Mm-hmm. We still don't trust Rachel, but she does stick Cosima with the cure, which we kind of learn later, just kind of like, because we don't know 100% know if it's going to work.
Right.
But, like, it's something, and, like, it kind of gives the hopeful music, and we want Cosima to be cured.
We want her to get better.
Meanwhile, ending of the episode, Sarah gets to the boat. Mm-hmm. And she gets to the boathouse, and she's like about to, and like she's getting everything. And you were saying, Cailin, this is way too easy.
It's way too easy, and it was.
Spoiler: she gets shot with a dart.
Tranquilizer.
Yep. And then Rachel's there, and then Sarah passes out, and then that's the end of that episode.
Womp womp.
How'd you feel? A season opener.
It certainly was a season opener. I think it was like a solid season opener. It like nothing was like whoa, because I think it definitely was still carrying momentum over from the last season. So it just kind of just kept going from where it left off. So that was nice to kind of keep up that energy. As far as like stuff that like really stood out to me, I don't know. I thought it was all pretty like at a steady pace of things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not sure if it's registered with me that like this is it, because I'm not sure if I got that feeling yet. Like from the show or just like in general, like this is it. This is the last season.
I think if like you say to something like this is the heart of everything that we've been doing, because like the end of season 3 into season 4 was kind of like introducing, like this is like the giant thing,
right?
And this is like saying this is the heart of the giant thing,
right?
This is like and you're meeting the man behind the curtain. It's like usually when you get to that point, you're like, all right, we're ending.
Yeah,
this is the big thing.
Entered the end game, but yeah. So it was good energy, good going. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Do you want to talk about the next episode?
Yeah, let's do that.
Was that okay? Well, we'll get to it. Stay tuned. Take a quick break, and we'll be talking about season 5, episode 2, Clutch of Greed.
Nice.
All right, so before we actually get into it, so I was looking up on my phone, because I forgot to mention this in the beginning. Cailin, there's an Orphan Black game. Like an app, like a phone app.
Like a phone app game?
Yeah, except it costs money, so I didn't buy it.
Don't
it's
buy
like $7.
Was it made by the people, like not by the people who made the show, but I mean like kind of their
It's
thing,
made by Boke Rock Digital Inc. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Let me see.
What are the reviews? Do people say it's good?
It's 4.7 out of 5.
Ooh, not bad.
It's a dive into a dark and twisted puzzle adventure that retells the pivotal events of Orphan Black. The game is a turn-based adventure puzzle game based on the hit television series Orphan Black, which chronicles the mystery surrounding a sisterhood of clones who find themselves part of a global conspiracy pushing the boundaries of experimental science, technology, and ethics in human cloning. Players guide their favorite clones through a series of challenging puzzles set in the Orphan Black world as they work together to relive elements of the TV show as told through a fever dream.
Okay.
It looks kind of cool.
Huh.
I only saw it because apparently, so the actress who plays Charlotte has a YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, does she?
Yeah, which I don't think she's listening, but if she is, hi.
Hey.
You're really good on the show. If you ever want to like hang out with us, go.
Yeah, give us a call.
I think she's probably like 15 or something.
All right.
And she played the game. I didn't really watch it because I was like, oh, I want to play this game, but I'm like, I'm not paying $7. So Boat Rocker Digital, if you want us to sponsor you, just give us the game. I will play it.
Does it work like that?
I don't know.
I don't know if it works like that.
I will contact them saying like, hey, like I will play this game. I will do a let's play of this game and sponsor it if you just give it to me for free because I kind of want to play it. You can play as Sarah, Cosima, Allison, Helena, Rachel, Beth, MK, Katya, Tony, Crystal. So they got everybody.
Wow, all them clones.
Play 10 worlds with over 80 levels filled with puzzles and traps. Beautiful third person isometric arts. Sugar Traps. Okay, there's a lot of stuff. So the one review, there's 6, well, there's only 6 ratings, but it's still got like a 4.7.
Mm-hmm.
One of them says, fun game reminiscent of old Tomb Raider puzzle games.
Nice.
Love how the game follows bits of the actual storyline.
Mm-hmm.
So, either maybe somebody will give us an iTunes card as a gift, and I will buy the game. I do want to play it. It sounds like fun. I just don't want to spend $7.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of budget for $7.
No. Anyway, episode.
Yeah.
Season 2, episode 5, Clutch of Greed. Cailin, this episode. A lot happened?
A lot happened in this episode.
Yeah, some good, some not so good.
Some ugly.
Oh, so much ugly. So this might go back and forth a bit, I guess. Well, maybe. A lot of people are kind of like consolidated a bit. So, not much happens. Actually, I'm gonna, because I don't know where exactly I'm starting. Anyway, let's start with the beginning with Sarah, and just like, we'll explain what happened through her, and then we'll go through everybody else.
Sounds good.
Think wakes up in a room at Dyad in different clothes. I don't like that.
It's always terrible to think about, like, oh man, who had to do that? I don't want to think about it.
But then if you think about it, like, let's say like somebody gets into a car accident, it's like a traumatic experience. Like, somebody has to take off your clothes, but that's kind of because of like they need to like get to the wound.
Yeah, but that's like when you got the doctors with the scissors, so like.
But that's like, I think also like that kind of like weirds me out if somebody's like, it kind of weirds me out if like you're unconscious, somebody change your clothes. But like if you're a doctor and you need to do that, because like you see that sometimes in shows where like somebody gets into an accident, they wake up in a hospital in like a hospital gown.
Yeah, well that makes sense.
It makes sense. So that's kind of okay, but it's still kind of like creeps me out.
Yeah.
But she's been bandaged up a bit, so that's good. But she's kind of trying to get out and figure out what's going on. Ferdinand's there. Yay. Don't you love Ferdinand?
Ferdinand is such a weird character, because like sometimes I see him, I'm like, oh, I hate this guy. And other times I see him, I'm like, no, wait, I still hate this guy, but sometimes he makes a joke.
Well, you hate him now.
Yeah, now I especially hate him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so then, like, and they're talking for a bit, and then there's like a screen where in the room that Sarah's in, basically, well, Ferdinand has like his orders to keep the clone club and everybody there unharmed, and then he queues up like all of these like videos, and Allison says like, no, everything's fine, don't worry, and then Art's there, it's like, hey, like we need to listen to them, Casima's, they kind of have everybody, so nothing's good.
No, everything is kind of bad right now.
I think you can like kind of see the like, okay, like we're gonna like play along, but like hopefully, like that's what I kind of got, like especially after like you see Casima. And then Sarah and Rachel are talking, and Rachel's acting way too nice.
Yeah.
Creepy nice.
Yeah, it's like one of those things, right? When like certain people, when they act nice, they're like, this isn't like to be nice.
Yeah.
You want something.
But so Rachel and Sarah talk for a bit, and they said that they re-enrolled Kira in school, because by the way, Kira's not been going to school. Mm-hmm. I don't know how long, because like if you look at like the timeline of the show, it's like not that long.
No, it isn't, but.
Like considering like, Helena got impregnated at the end of season 2, and now she's only like we said six and a half months along.
Yeah. So the whole show really encapsulates like a year.
About,
if you think about it, so like that's a lot. That's messed up.
That's
like the worst year ever.
I think like the only concern would be is like with the kids, because like they grow up too fast. But then my theory with that, because like I think like because like Kira was like really tiny in the beginning, and now she kind of like isn't, because it's like been a couple years.
Yeah.
She kind of looked probably like, I'm assuming that actress was at least like 7 or 8 when she started the show, but now she's probably like 12 and she's still playing like an 8-year-old.
Right.
But I think you could argue that like, a growth spurt, that can happen.
Yeah, that happens.
So also like, that's not really one of the bigger problems.
Right, exactly.
Anyway, so they re-enrolled Kira in school, and then they want her to go through some extra, like they want her, hold on. Did you not put the deal in here, Jessica? You're not helping.
Jessica.
No, she probably did, because she's. I think she writes all these, and you're very thorough. I'll tweet you.
Tweet at you.
Basically, they're gonna have Kira go to school, and then like regularly be like tested at the dyad.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
It's one of those things, right? Like, what do they want? What are they trying to get at?
Yeah.
But like, more importantly, does anybody ask the kid how she feels?
Well,
the answer is no.
Well,
nobody asked the kid.
Well, 'cause I think the philosophy is like she's a kid, like, and also like, do you really like if you had a daughter, do you really like would you like let these people do like medical tests on her?
Perhaps not,
unless she was like desperately sick, which she's not.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, like nobody's really talking. Nobody's asking what Kira wants to do. Because again, she's a kid,
which creates all the problems in this episode.
It does. It so does. But Sarah gets to see Kira and Mrs. S. Also, like, to be fair about this, like, considering everything Diane has done, why would you agree?
That's true. Like, they've proven time and time again they can't be trusted.
Yeah. So, like, they're just saying, like, Miss S is just, like, play along. But, like, they're giving Sarah the eye, saying, like, we'll figure something out. Like, nobody's, like, actually, like, okay with everything.
Right.
So there's that. So that's kind of the end of that. At least, like, for Sarah for the beginning. So, Allison doesn't do much. They just want her to get in contact with Donnie because then they figure he's with Helena. But I don't know if Allison's, like, super upset about Donnie abandoning her. I don't know, like, would you? I mean, you would be, but, like, you could probably, like, talk it out and be like, hey, like, what was I supposed to do?
Right, exactly.
Oh, thank you, Jessica. I like this because she's not calling her Detective Anger, she's calling her Detective Neo. I kind of want to keep that.
Nice.
I'm literally considering just, like, emailing her and saying, like, hey, like, I use your recaps all the time for Orphan Black. Thank you so much. You're awesome.
Yeah.
And maybe send her a link and maybe get a new fan. I like to say thank you, but it's also about getting your stuff out there. That's what I've learned.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's a cruel, cruel world we live in.
We do we kill with kindness. That's not something. Anyway, you want to talk about Helena?
Yeah, let's talk about Helena.
We got to see a butt again.
We got to see a butt, but that's because she was escaping in a hospital gown. Because
spoiler. Yeah. Anyway, so she's at the hospital. And Donnie's there, and she's kind of, like, recovering from the surgery to get the stick out.
Yeah, but the surgery went well.
But the stick hit the amniotic sac and the sternum of one of the babies, so we're concerned.
Yeah.
And Donnie does a good job of everything, pretending to be a husband and pretending.
Yeah, and he's keeping her, like, under
because, like, the guy, because, like, the one doctor comes in and says, like, she's like a
neonatal specialist or
neonatal specialist, and she's like, what?
She's like, Neo. No, not that Neo.
Maybe not that Neo.
Maybe, who knows?
Who knows, actually. Anyway, so then they do, like, a ultrasound to check on the injury, and guys, guess what? The injury's gone. The baby's fine.
Strange how that could be.
Are you surprised? Like, really?
No.
You're not, like, when you're, like, obviously, because it makes, like, total sense. Like, Kira is basically indestructible.
Right.
So why wouldn't these babies be indestructible as well? Like, It makes perfect sense, actually.
Yeah, I do.
I do remember watching it, though. I like, totally, like, blew that from my mind. So then they said, I'm like, oh, my God, that makes so much sense. Why didn't I think about that? So that makes perfect sense. And then, but the doctors are puzzled, so that's not good. And so Helena's concerned because she's like, okay, now they're going to want to find me. I need to hide.
Right. They're going to want to, like, experiment and stuff and do, like, weird science stuff.
Yeah. So she tells Donnie where she's going to go and basically says, like, I don't know if it says it in here. I don't think so. Anyway. But, like, it says, like, you need to swear to me that, like, you will not tell anybody where I am except for Sarah. And so tells her. And then Donnie, the police want to talk to him about, like, what happened. Or maybe police, Neolution.
We really don't know because we can't trust anyone.
Except for Art.
Who's in a bad situation.
Oh, poor baby.
Buddy.
But anyway, so then the doctor comes in and wants to, like, take some of the something. I forget what they wanted to do.
It was, a lot of science words that I don't know the answer to.
Yeah. But anyway, so, like, they say they want to do it to check for infection, but then Elena's like, you can also check DNA stuff, can't you? So, like, we're not really sure. But anyway, Helena takes a giant needle and just, like, sticks it through the doctor's cheek. Like, through the cheek, through there, through the other cheek. Oh, I think it stuck her to the bed.
Yeah, oh yeah, it did.
That was brutal.
Yeah, not just punctured one, piece of skin. Just go all the way through. Just all the way through. That was nasty.
Don't worry. That's the most brutal thing you're going to see this episode, isn't it, Cailin?
Yep. Yep. It totally prepared me for what I was going to see later.
Donnie and Helena escape. Not together, but they escape.
Yeah. They get out of there. And, Helena told Donnie her secret place.
Yes,
right?
I said that.
You said that?
Yeah, you said you can't tell anybody except for
Sarah.
Yes. So let's talk about Casima for a bit. Casima's bit was actually very interesting.
Yeah. That was interesting.
So, Casima's with Charlotte, which I didn't mention, like, why didn't we bring Charlotte home? We probably could have, like, I mean, granted, like, the only thing I'm thinking is that, like, she's pretty sick and we should probably, like, cure her. But they want to, like, obviously, like, I mentioned it a little bit, but, like, they're doing it as, like, a trial. So they're not going to, like, start, like, curing probably, like, Rachel or Charlotte until, like, they know that this works. And, well, they start out with a meal. And Charlotte, like, sees, like, these, like, they have, like, these vitamins. And she's like, yeah, everybody takes them. And I'm like, don't take them.
Don't take the vitamins?
They don't take the vitamins.
Good. Yeah, they got the right idea there.
I mean, it'd be funny if they were just, like, if they were gummy vitamins, though, I'd be like, ow.
Like Flintstone.
Oh. I'm fine on, like, vitamin levels, but, like, but I would probably take gummy vitamins. My biggest problem is that I just want to eat the whole thing, and then I probably die of an overdose.
Yeah, that's bad.
Can you die of an overdose on gummy vitamins?
You can make yourself really sick on them, but I'm not sure if you can, like, die. But who knows? Nobody's ever tried it before. You could be the first.
I don't want to. They're just, like, they taste so delicious. I always get, like, these, like, fiber gummies, and they're really good. But, like, I try to not eat them that much. So then Casima also meets Aisha, the little cancer girl. And the man, P.T. Westmoreland, actually examined her and said she has a woman's tumor.
Oh, yeah, a Wilms tumor. Wilms.
Which, and thank you again, Jessica. It's a type of cancer that starts in the kidneys and primarily affects children.
That sucks.
Yes. But, so they're talking, and then Mudd comes back up with the messenger and says to Casima, it's time for you to meet Mr. Westmoreland. And we go to his house. How do you feel about the house?
I was, well, it's like old-timey. Like, everything in there is very reminiscent of, like, 1910.
Like, mine is, honestly, for me,
1990, 1910, in that area.
Mine is, like, all the taxidermy stuff, because I hate taxidermy. I really like that, like, aesthetic and, like, decorating. Yeah. Which is kind of a thing. Like, if I ever have a house, I might want to, like, set it up like that, because it's just so pretty to me.
Just, like, that's, like, the study feel. Yeah.
And there is some, like, weird, I think, like, the one thing that we were kind of laughing at, there's a picture of Westmoreland and Arthur Conan Doyle.
Just because.
With a tortoise.
Yeah.
Which apparently belonged to Charles Darwin.
Yeah, from the Galapagos.
And then we actually meet P.T. Westmoreland.
Yeah.
Were you surprised?
I was surprised because I thought he was going to be a wrinkly old man. But, like, not like, just like, he was an old man. Like, he looked like he was, you know, like 70. But
I thought he was going to be like Dumbledore.
No, not even that. I was expecting, like, what's a good reference here? Nothing I can think of off the top of my head. But, like, literally, like, dude in, like, a wheelchair who's, like, so, like, only just, like, a wrinkle, like, just a giant wrinkle and, like, with, like, a long beard kind of thing. Like, one of those guys.
So Dumbledore.
No, but, like, Dumbledore's still, like, up and walking around. I'm talking about, like, decrepit. I'm talking about, like a guy who looks 170. Like, if you just, like, age a normal person to 170 and look how, like, old, wrinkly, liver spotty and all just kind of, like, nasty. Like, that's what you look like. Like, very tiny, like, half the size of a normal man.
Here's my problem with that, though. If you had all the science, why wouldn't you make yourself look younger?
I'm not saying... well, it didn't say, you know... They never said, like, oh, yeah, he, like, stays young. He just, like, is keep on living. So, like, you know, you don't know if he's just, like, just keep pushing... Just keep aging normally, but just... you know, make it able to go longer, or if he's staying young. So we didn't know that going into that.
And it was like, and we keep mentioning the fountain of youth. Like, I would say probably he looks at least like 60 or 70.
Yeah, he's like in his 70s.
Yeah. Okay, so I kind of want to ask you, like, P.T. Westmoreland, like, first thoughts, anything that, like, everything that's been said about him. What are your thoughts?
I mean, like, I don't trust him.
Well, duh.
At all. Like, he's a bad dude. But he was, like, very charming.
Yeah.
And so he's like a charming guy.
I like it. Like, I don't like him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like him, but I like him.
Yeah, I don't like what he's about, but...
He's very charming.
He was very charming. And so, but that makes it scarier, right?
Yeah.
That, like, when it's not, like, somebody that you know is your enemy and, like, they're very, like, intimidating and threatening, you, like, expect that. But when they're, like, unexpectedly charming, you're, like, you have to watch out for that. So it almost makes it scarier, which is kind of
also, like, I really like the way he looked, because it's, like, it's kind... Because he was, like, very, like, sort of, like, Victorian kind of looked and dressed.
Yeah.
Like, very, like, Gothic Victorian, which I feel like makes sense if you want to, like, establish that, like, he's been alive since, like, the 1800s or, like, the late 1800s. So, like, but, like, everything that you've heard about him, do you believe any of it?
That's, like, as far as what?
Like, any, like, like, everything that, like, everybody's met, all of this, like, stuff that's going on his age. Do you believe any of it?
I mean, who knows? I mean, it's one of those things, like, why not? Right? With all the other stuff that goes on in the show, I'm like,
why not?
Why not?
So he could totally be 170.
They could.
But so Cosima meets him and they have a conversation about like giving her full access to the village labs and to work on like curing everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But he wants her to like, he was kind of saying like, you can remain on and continue with the science, which like Cosima's kind of interested in. And
right.
he is charming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the actor's name. It's like Stephen McHattie.
Okay.
I was like trying to see if I knew him from anything else. Yeah, Stephen McHattie, which is a good name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I don't think I've seen him in anything else. He was in Watchmen. If that helps anybody. He's been in, I think he's like small parts in like movies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to say it. I think he's Canadian, so like a lot of Canadian stuff. So yeah, there's like a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's him. Anyway, Rachel's crazy.
Yeah, but she's always crazy.
But she's kind of like she's not. She's like it's kind of like more like just I dislike this crazy more because like before at least like. She was kind of honest about, like, what she wanted at being crazy. And now she's kind of like, everything's fine and smiling.
Right.
And, like, she's making Ferdinand upset because she doesn't need to, like, hit him anymore. And he's like, but I liked it when you hit me.
Yeah, he's into that.
Yeah. I forgot this line when Sarah and Rachel were talking. And, like, Rachel offering a deal. And Sarah's like, shove it up your bleached ass.
That was good. That was a good line.
Do you want to get to some of the meat?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get meaty. Let's get Mr. Meaty.
So it's time. So like we said, Mrs. S and Sarah and Felix are kind of like, we're not actually going to go along with this because this is ridiculous. But we just need to like we need to behave and we need to like, because like people are watching us.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to figure out a plan and like they know ways to get out without people following them.
Right.
And they get in contact with MK, who's actually sneaks into Felix's house. Mm-hmm. And as we know, I don't know why they're not tracking Felix's house.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Everyone always stays at his place.
I guess they figured that like they knew where Felix was, so they're like and nobody else is there. But like guys, like you probably should have tracked the house.
Seriously? Yeah, exactly.
So they want to figure out a plan. MK says like she knows people. Let me like get Kira and Sarah out, and if they do that, then they're not going to be able to come back.
Right.
Which like I don't think it's 100% true. I think if like they destroy the illusion, they could probably come back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's their plan. That's the MK's setup and whole thing, and it looks like MK's getting a bit worse, like sick wise. Mm-hmm. But they're like, we can still cure you, like,
right? Yeah, like she's not out of it yet.
Well, anyway.
Womp.
So we have a plan. So Sarah's originally Rachel was supposed to pick up Kira to take her to Dyad for experimental stuff. Mm-hmm. Gross. But Sarah dresses up as Rachel and picks her up early so that they can like leave.
Right.
And there's like a whole ruse and you're just like, oh no, what's going to happen? Mm-hmm. Because Rachel gets there and it's kind of like, I thought you picked her up. Oh no.
Yep. Realization.
So there's some Scooby-Doo stuff that goes on.
That's a good way of describing that. It is very Scooby-Doo-esque.
And then they get to the car, and Felix is trying also to get MK, and finds out MK didn't leave his apartment. And Sarah's like, okay, like you guys go to the meetup. I'm going to go get MK, take her back. We're fine.
Right.
So they're going to do that. But MK's kind of like doesn't really want to go, and she's just like tired. And she didn't, like, she looked bad, but it might have been like a thing where it's kind of just like, I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm done.
Right. Yeah.
So she's like, let me help you. Let me, like, I'll disguise myself as Rachel and, like with your stuff, and you just go and get Kira out of here. I'm going to stay. Mm-hmm. They do that, and that was, like, did you get a feeling something bad was going to happen to MK as that goodbye was going?
Oh, yeah.
Like.
Oh, yeah. Like that was, like, you're like, all right, this isn't going well. There's no way this has a positive ending. Yeah,
but did you think it was going to be, like, death or, like, kidnapped?
I kind of thought it was going to be death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because.
So, anyway, so then Sarah just, like, bolts and gets out. Ferdinand followed them, and, like, Rachel didn't even know this. Mm-hmm. But, like, Ferdinand's a bit going cuckoo bananas.
It's a good way of describing that.
He's all upset just because, like, he doesn't have his dominant anymore. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Ferdinand goes crazy on MK, and they're fighting. And meanwhile, it's, like, cutting back to, like, Kira and, like, kind of wanting to know what's going on. And then, because Kira's, like, finally, like, again, like, nobody talked to Kira.
Right.
And then finally, Ferdinand's like, I can finish Helsinki. And then just, like, crushes MK's chest Like, it's like a brutal death.
That's so rough because he just has his foot and he just stomps on her repeatedly. Like, oh my God, that was like really
We're expecting
brutal.
that kind of like, we're expecting at least like a gunshot, honestly.
That's kind of like what I was expecting, maybe, possibly, but like that was rough.
That definitely was not like a fun death or like a quick death.
No, that was brutal and unceremonious.
Yep, and he said like it's like kind of like two revenges in one because he's also really mad at Rachel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he was taking it out.
And there's like blood, and she's just like she's dead, and it's kind of like And then like you hear Kira crying, and she's like, "MK's dead. I can't feel her anymore." And you're just like, "All right, what's going on with this kid?"
Well, like it's that weird psychic child.
Yes. Well, like it's interesting because like she doesn't like know how MK died. She just kind of like I can't feel her anymore. She has to be dead.
Right.
And then finally, like Kira just yells out, "No, I want to know what's wrong with me." And I'm just like, "Poor baby."
Yeah, exactly. Like nobody just asked this child.
And then like, but her mom just like wants to go, and like you kind of get Sarah aside. She's just kind of like, "I just want to make sure you're safe."
Right.
And then finally, like Kira's like runs off, and again, it's like, "I just want to know what's wrong with me." And like Mrs. S and Felix are kind of like, "I think we should listen to Kira."
Yeah, they're like, okay, maybe we should like pay attention to what the child wants. Like, oh, no shit.
And Sarah's still kind of like, oh, like I don't like. She like knows that she probably should, but like a lot's happening, guys.
Right, a lot's going on.
Yeah, and I remember like listening to this, and I thought it was a thing. Like I didn't really like a line that Mrs. S said, like because I know the line is like you heard her,
right?
Like, but I thought she said like when I first saw the episode, I thought she said you hurt her.
That's what I heard.
But I think it's heard because like hurt doesn't really make sense because like A, like she didn't. And B, it kind of just, like, it doesn't seem like Mrs. S would say, because, like, I'm like, you're all in on this.
Right.
I think heard is what she actually said.
Okay.
And that's kind of, and, like, you can see on everybody's face that, like, they're in on this until they say MK's dead.
Right.
Until Kira says that. And then everybody kind of, except for Sarah, kind of, like, switches. Mm-hmm. So then Kira goes to Dyad and get, because she wants, like, again, to use the experiment thing. Because she wants to know.
Right.
And it's kind of so mad at her mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's not. So that wasn't that much fun.
No, it really wasn't a good.
We got a dead clone.
Time at all. Yeah, what's up with that?
But before this episode ends, Mrs. S gets a knock on her door. Mm-hmm. And it's Delphine.
Yeah, who just like shows up there. She's like, "Oh hey, by the way, I'm here. Nobody can know I'm here."
Nope, and I think we're gonna be in communications, and that kind of thing. So let's find that out.
Ooh.
So apparently, I'm not sure. I guess I didn't actually notice this. I don't know if you noticed this, but like the scene in the loft with Sarah and MK, according to this, at least it was like I think it was like a single take. Mm-hmm. I forget. Did it look like a single take? I was kind of so focused I wasn't paying attention.
Wait, which scene was this? Sorry.
The scene with MK and Sarah.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I don't know if it was like a full
first take or single take, like the whole thing. Okay.
It says single take. Go back and watch it again. I watched it no less than 5 times. It's mind blowing.
Oh man,
I won't actually go through the whole thing, but yeah, I think it is a single take. Mm-hmm. Like the way that like I was like just looking through the clips and like the way the camera was moving. Yeah, I can look at it later and like confirm it.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good.
But I think it was a single take, which I don't. How do you do that with like how?
That's a really good question.
God, this show's cool. It's so good.
That's cool. That's good.
But that's the end of the episode. Cailin, how you doing?
Well, like, somebody died today, Dara.
Yes.
Somebody died.
A clone died.
Yeah, what's up with that?
And it was bone crushing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Were you expecting that? Like, I mean, like, as like the episode progressed, we're like, I mean, and also like, if you expect like final season, like you gotta up the ranks a bit. So we're like, were you expect like? I guess this is the question, like, how many of our cats are you expecting to die in this season? Are you not sure?
More than I'm willing to cope with.
Okay.
I know it's gotta happen, right? Because that's just the nature of this show, but also I don't want
I think it's the nature of television in general now, especially like really dramatic stuff.
That's true. Like
if you're going in, if you're like the way that like you say like this shit is real,
yeah,
you gotta kill people off.
But also that feels kind of cheap. No, it's one of those things that like it's an easy way to like build drama, right? It's like an easy way to say like it's always really kind of objectively sad when like somebody like a good character dies. But like you have to do it in a way that like that makes sense. And
I think this made sense.
It did. Well, like, it was one of those things where it was the interesting thing about, like, this death was, like, it was very preventable on, like, multiple fronts.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's always what makes me mad that, I mean, it builds good drama in a show, especially when it's preventable, and, like, it draws emotion from you being like, they didn't have to do it that way. It didn't have to be like this, because what if you change this thing or change this thing? But, like, yeah, it was definitely, like, it was funny, like, how, not funny, but it was just, yeah, it was kind of funny how preventable this character death was. Because you're like, oh, if this would have happened, or if you actually, like, listened to this person, or you did this or did that. So, yeah, so it's a real bummer.
Yeah, well, R.I.P. MK.
Yeah.
But,
sad character to lose.
I guess it's, like, also this kind of thing with television, like, because I think, like, with some people, like, if you need to, like, set up the thing is real and you just, like, severely injure somebody.
Yeah.
That kind of feels like a cop-out. It's like, why didn't you just kill them off? But then if you do kill them off, people say, I don't know, there's not really a great middle ground.
Right.
I think it's just, I think for me, it's kind of like writing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to do it properly.
Yeah.
Or if it's, like, in the material, if it's, like, based off of something, if it's in the material, you got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But, so, yeah. So, the beginning of season 5, what are your thoughts? What are your feels?
I mean, I'm ready, man. I'm not ready, but I am ready. Like I'm ready to just keep going through this thing. I'm curious what they're going to pull out. But, you know, it seems like there's a lot they're keeping from us right now. And so when that comes to light, it's going to make things
Do you have any, like, theories or concerns?
I do not have any theory. It's really interesting because whenever I think about the show, I never seem to have any theories for it, like what's going to happen.
Is it because, you probably did it and, like, it just goes in different directions and you're like,
Yeah, I think this is one of those shows where the way it goes, I'm usually pretty satisfied with, so I don't feel like I have to, like, constantly, like what if they did this, or what if they did this, or maybe it's going to go this way. Like, I feel like I don't have to solve things. You know what I mean? I don't have to solve things. I'm just kind of there for the ride.
Okay. All right. Well, next time we're gonna. Do you want to do a comic corner?
I don't. It's been so long since we've done this.
I know. I feel bad for, like, I don't want to say, like, hey guys, like, leave us more comments, but like we haven't really been doing much. Like, we had.
Yeah, and a lot of the comments I think we have gotten recently are not on.
They're like on the avatar stuff, which people can still, like, that one video that we keep saying and, like, giving us your theories, which, like, we like your theories. But,
I love reading those. I love reading those so much.
Maybe we'll do it like a random episode where, like, we talk about that a bit more.
Yeah.
Especially considering the live action show that's coming out.
Oh, man, I can go in a whole video about that, which I keep saying I'm going to do and then I don't.
I just like my thing about it, which is why you're just repeating a show and not making a new one.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people say that.
That's my really only concern.
But yeah, we could probably have a whole video about talking just about that new Avatar series that's coming to Netflix. And if you haven't heard about that, stay tuned because maybe we'll talk about that. Not on this particular podcast, but yeah, I don't really have any comments to read.
All right.
Today.
Well, we're getting back into the swing of thing, guys. We're gonna try some new stuff, so hopefully we'll get more comments in. And probably if you're listening to this now, we probably already recorded the next 2 episodes, so we probably won't be having much comments in those. But stay tuned for the finale of Orphan Black, like those 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Which we'll definitely have some comments on.
Yeah. Yeah. Which we're looking forward to hearing what you think on those.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to this episode of First Reaction Fan Reaction. If you like it, please subscribe and leave a comment. And so again, like, leave a comment and subscribe. We're at 370, but I think just, like, due to lack of not having a lot of stuff up, we kind of went down a bit. But we're like almost 30 away from 400.
Yeah.
So guys, like, bring it up. Maybe by the end of the year we'll have 400, or maybe even more. Who knows?
That would be really swell.
That would be really nice.
And maybe we'll get more once we reveal our next series, which we'll probably end up doing before the end of the year.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
And leave a comment, and we will read it on the show. Because that's awesome. And also turn on your notifications just to play it safe. And like the video, we are on iTunes under Witty Close Productions for the podcast thing. So you can rate and subscribe and review us there, please and thank you. I don't think there's any iTunes reviews recently.
No, I haven't checked, but probably not.
All right. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/wittyclose. Like us there, leave a comment on a video. We usually post that. We post stuff up there for the most part, unless I forget.
Right.
Because I do.
Because we're only human.
We're on Twitter at Witty Close. Tweet at us, follow us, blah, blah, blah.
Great.
We do have a Patreon, which we're probably going to need a vamp up of, but if you guys want to donate some money so that we can spend more time on this stuff, please do so. That would be great. We'll probably fix up the Patreon goals, not the goals, but like the perks you get once we have enough people to do them. I don't really, whatever. Email, you can email us questions, concerns, whatever, at wittyclose@gmail.com. Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so that's the end of this episode. Next time we'll be discussing Orphan Black, Season 5, Episode 3, Beneath Her Heart, and Episode 4, Let the Children and the Childbearers Toll.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Sorry.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
All right, so for this episode, I'm Dara Whitman.
I'm Cailin Willier.
Peace.
Peace.